Hey, YouTube people. I am the New Yorican advisor once again, and I got received a shout out from a friend, old YouTube dude. His name is Stedno, and I appreciate that Stedno wanted to hear more about the things that I'd spoken about in the past, which was, more on the lines of history and politics regarding blacks, wherever those blacks may be. Um, okay, I'm gonna hit you up, brother. So, um, I find that one issue, the biggest issue I think we have as black people in general, in America, let's just deal with primarily in America, and that is that many of us find it difficult to raise our children. Black fathers are having difficulty staying in the homes for those that have this difficulty. Um, I know that when I was coming up, it was to be a father was a difficult thing because there was lot of there weren't many fathers around that were doing what they were supposed to do. Um, or excuse me, there weren't these like sperm donors that were doing what they were supposed to do. But since I mentioned that that they had sperm donor that they really weren't taking, no one would take them seriously, because they just hit and run, and that's what the problem has been in our community is that dudes be hitting and running, and it's important that we stick around and do whatever it takes to support our families. Blacks around my way when I was coming up, whether you was black from PR or black from Dominican Republic or black from Trinity or black from whatever the hell, if you were of the Pan African diaspora, um, there were people that weren't taking care of business, and it's important that black fathers touch base with their responsibilities. It's important because there's a lot of nonsense going around in the schools, outside the schools, and it's really due to a lack of parental involvement. That engagement between father and child. That's the biggest thing that's hurting our community. Um, I can't say, I can't really say no more about it because it's really a painful thing. You see it all the time. There's a lot of people that just don't take that issue seriously, where a man would have to take care of their children. First off, of course, marrying the woman that he had a child with. That's, I can't tell you how important that is. So, in my case, I can look at my case, you know, um, as I was coming up, my father was in and out of my life. He was kind of like the weekend father, and he picked me up after school and stuff, and that was nice. But I would have rather my father be consistent in my life, like at the house, you know. So I thought that would have been important in life. So it's this issue in the community where these young men don't even know where they want to be or who they want to be in life is a constant is the most detrimental problem that we have because it's like when you have a young boy and like that which regards sexuality, if that boy doesn't know where he fits in his own sexuality, that's a problem. I mean, you have too many young men that are becoming homosexual, whether it's nature or it's nurture, whatever they feel in their heart, it is. I know in my bones it's become more nature. Excuse me, I apologize. It's become more nurture because there's too many young men that are going about the lifestyle of a homosexual, and this is due uh, to the degree that I think is such a strong. I mean, I would say it's way like I would say 80% of the households that don't have a father, they have confused children. Whether they're hyper masculine or they're hyper feminine, and it's not good for a young man to be. It's good for a young man to be in the middle. You know what I mean? Like balanced. So what happens is that you have these young men that are hypersexual, and they're impregnating all over the place. They're impregnating women all over the place, and that definitely has to stop. You know, um, in my case, again, going back to me, I did have that issue, like with my father, that he wasn't consistent in my life, but he did what he was able to do. But now that I see it from a perspective, of a grown man, having done many things regarding my education, militarily, family. I mean, my own background. I look back and I'm thinking, man, my father didn't do too much. He didn't do enough. You know, and I don't give him a pass for that because myself, I have done a lot of things for my children. Number one, I married their mother. Number two, I've been with their mother for almost 18 years now. And number three, all the children are of one mother and one father. So that all that shit is just, it seems quite odd, when I was coming up. I mean, I came up in anybody that loves Coney Island, Brooklyn. That's where I'm from, Coney Island, New York. Um, I have always been the type to kind of flip it when it came to responsibility. I always wondered, I'm like, what the hell could I do to make changes in my own neighborhood, so that I don't become exactly what I detest. What the hell could I do? And then I found out that what can I do is one, raise beautiful children of my own to be way better than me. However I came about, I wanted them to have the best lessons in life so that they can learn how critical it is to raise a family so that that family can be can contribute to society. So, black fatherhood, brothers need to work on their shit because whether you're fair like this or whether you're pitch black, you have got to take care of your responsibilities, man. I can't stress it enough that the babies need us to function in a way that will allow for the the best type of person, individual that can be at peace with themselves. You got little monsters coming going around back and forth talking about, oh yeah, I fucking hate this fucking world and shit. Oh fuck this. They're like, fuck this, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And it's not that they don't care. They care a lot. It's just somebody didn't care about them, and that was their father. You know. So black men need to do better. And any man that's of African descent needs to do better. Any man that speaks another language and having African descent needs to do better, whether it be French, Italian, what have you. All these Pan Africans, all these black people need to do better for their children. Peace. That's the New Eurekan advisor signing out.